My beautiful, wonderful niece. You gotta look at me. I have 3 things to tell you first off. I love you, and I love you. I wanted to get that part out of the way. Welcome to the next stage in your life as a member of the clan, the Jewish people, and of humanity. You are here today. Today is a day we will remember. You take your place, as you said, here on this very spot where I stood to become a bar mitzvah, the very spot your mother stood, your grandfather stood, your grandmother, your other grandmother has stood here as well, your great-grandmother stood here, both grandfathers have stood here, your great-great-grandfather has stood here, your great-great-grandmother, you get the idea. They have all stood here on this bima. And all of your relatives, from me to your great-great-great-great-grandparents, who didn't stand on this bima, but they stood and did something similar. My dear Ellery, today you are here on holy ground, and holy ground is not just in a place, but it is also in a time. The proverbial x-axis of geography and y-axis of a moment in life. That's what makes a holy space. You become a bat mitzvah, entering into adulthood here and now in this place, as generations who've come before you have done the same. And we are all here to celebrate you becoming an adult or a proto-adult. Being an adult, or even a junior member of being an adult, has its perks. Adults get more respect. We get to make more choices in things that matter. We get to be the boss of ourselves, something you have been quite good at for quite a long time. But another thing that's great about being an adult is people don't try to change you as much. You can be more relaxed when you're an adult because people can't boss you around. You seem to get in less trouble the older you get, and I'm not quite sure if that's always a good thing. But one last thing that's wonderful about being an adult is you get to choose the relationship you have with other people. You don't get to choose the whole relationship, but you get to choose your half of it. You get to choose who you are in this world, and that's enough, and that's awesome. You can choose the relationship you have with your sisters, with me, with your parents, with your Aunt Jane, who gave me $5 for mentioning her name. You get to choose the relationship you have with your hair. You get to choose the relationship you have with everything, with your cousins. You get to choose the relationship you have with reality, with God, with the whole world. You get to choose it. But let me give you one piece of advice. The first thing I would tell you as you become an adult, it is this. Listen. Always listen. Listen for the answer. We only learn when we have space inside us for the answers. Rule number 1 about being an adult. Listen. When we listen, the world opens itself freely to us. And in your Torah portion, you did such a good job. In your Torah portion, God sends people to check out the land that they have crossed the desert for, and 10 out of 12 report on how gloomy the odds of success are. 10 out of 12 say, we're doomed. Only 2 out of 12 are more optimistic. Ellery, my dear Ellery, you can choose to listen to 10 out of 12 people, the majority of people, even if they're wrong. You listen to 10 out of 12 adults about life, and you will hear 10 out of 12 adults tell you how stressful life is. You can listen to 10 out of 12 adults and you'll learn that the land ahead is filled with problems. Or you can listen to the 2. There are not as many of them, but you can listen to the 2. Interesting thing about being an adult is you get to listen and you get to choose to whom you listen. But this brings up an interesting question. How do you know to whom to listen? To whom should you listen? Should you listen to the 10 or should you listen to the 2? And here's the thing, you already know. You already know how to choose between the two. How do you know how to choose between the two? You listen. You listen to that small voice within you. I remember a family trip we were on recently. I took you aside and I said, Ellery, my beautiful, smart Ellery, would you rather be happy or right? It's a question I've asked hundreds of people. My sweet Ellery, you answered me with an answer I had never heard before. I said, Ellery, would you rather be happy or right? And what you said was, I would rather be right because then I'm happy. I remember laughing hysterically. And here's the thing. A few days later, you approached me and you said this. A few days after you most assuredly told me you would rather be right than you would rather be happy, you took me and you said, Uncle Brian, I changed my mind. You changed your mind and you said, I would rather be happy. I fell in love with you all again at that moment. My heart opened to the heavens and I thought, yes, this smart little one, she gets it. This one is reaching maturity. And how did you know that is more important? How did you know it's more important to be happy than to be right? Was it because I argued with you? No. I got to get my tissues out. How did you know that you would rather be happy than be right? You listened. You didn't listen to me. I didn't set out a ledger sheet with you trying to persuade you to vacillate on your opinion. No, because you listened to that still small voice inside you, the one that knew. Because you listened to the 2 out of 10 who said, no, the thing we are asked to do is not impossible. This thing is neither arduous or difficult. This thing is actually kind of easy. And oh my goodness, this might actually be fun. That's revolutionary. I am assured that in the future you will continue to choose correctly and you will continue beautifully as an adult. My sweet one, I am delighted and overjoyed with love. You have stood here on this holy ground, and you have shown us that you are ready to take your place as an adult, to listen, and to choose wisely. I could not be more proud. Could you come up here for a moment? I have tissues. Yeah, I'm going to cry. You're going to cry. We'll all cry. Come here, sweetheart. Look at these people. Come here. Look at them. Look at your grandma. Oh, they're waving. That's cool. Do you see all these people? No, don't leave. Look at them all. Do you want to know what love looks like? Look at them. All these people love you. All these people are proud of you. This indeed is holy ground.